name's Eliza, and this is my informative speech over getting your GED and why they are the same as a high school diploma, just so you don't ever kind of get down or depressed because you don't have one. So, GED and high school diploma, are they the same? Yes, in my personal opinion. I am someone who I received my GED. And I've had many people be very happy for me, but I've also had quite a few people, tell me, oh, well, it's just not as good because you don't have your high school diploma and I won't go as far. So what I want to do today is just discuss with you how they're the same and how they're different. And that is the first of the slide. I know it's kind of hard to see. Okay, and there it is. Okay, so you may wonder, GED, what is it and how do you get it? Well, your GED, it stands for General Education Development, and it's something you can get if for any reason you've dropped out of school but you still want to go to college, or even just have that something, Getting your GED is actually fairly simple. There's classes in communities and there's classes at community college. I attended a community college one, and they go over all the material, and the material is very similar to what you will see on your GED, and they prepare you for this test, and it's a really helpful thing to attend because they really get you on the spot what you need to do. So our next slide will be, can you benefit from the GED like you can a high school diploma? You're going to hear a lot of different things on this. Believe me, I've been there. The truth is, if you go apply for college and the person next to you has their high school diploma, what they say to you is what they're going to say to them. You're not any less a person. I'm actually in my first year for physical therapy, and I have my GED, and they didn't treat me any differently. How are they the same and how are they different? It's very common questions. I never got the answers, but now I do know them. Okay, so first off, your GED, one pro, is it only requires you to take a test to go to college. But your high school diploma, one con, it requires 4 years classes. 8 to 3 every day, getting up early, home, but it's worth it. A con of the GED is you may not have some of the same skills as you had when you were in school, and people who graduate from high school receive. And that makes it a pro of the diploma. You have more knowledge of certain subjects. Now, what about jobs? Is there a preference? No. If after you get it and you don't want to go to college and you want to work for a while, they'll hire you as long as you are knowledgeable in the task they want you to do, and as long as you know your basic math and reading. I've had plenty of jobs where I was working with a bunch of high school graduates, and you're going to hear people say stuff about it, but don't listen to them. You've got to try it yourself. Now, I talk very highly of the GED, as you can tell, but there are disadvantages to it. It's not perfect. One of them is that the GED cost. Your high school diploma is free as long as you go to school. The class I attended was free, but some of them cost, depending on the state. My GED cost $60 a take, and that varies as well. And it takes 7.5 hours to complete your GED testing. It's a lengthy test. And, if you wait too long, like I did, you will tend to forget some of the stuff. So that's why it's best to attend a class. Some things you might hear or read about a GED are that a high school diploma student earns $8,400 a year more than a high school dropout, and a high school graduate contributes more to a state's economy and requires less assistance. And last but not least, the high school dropout face uncertain futures, and they're more likely to be incarcerated or require public assistance than high school graduates. And let me just say, I've never been to jail. I don't have legal assistance from anyone, nothing state, and I contribute very well to my economy. You hear the word dropout and you think, does having my GED make me a dropout? Technically, you dropped out of school, yes. But in my eyes, dropping out means you just didn't want to go to school anymore, you don't go get your GED, you don't do nothing, you're just done. But I had to drop out. I had to move, and pursued my GED, so I wouldn't consider myself a dropout, because I went back and I tried. Is college harder if you have a GED? Sometimes yes. Some classes are fairly easy. Some of them, the only bad part is if like a professor says, oh, well, back when you learned biology, well, if you dropped out before you took biology, chances are you never learned it, so you don't know it. But that's why these classes are best, because they reteach you everything. So it doesn't make it harder. It depends on the person. Does having a high school diploma guarantee more money? No. It basically depends on what you go for. I'm going for physical therapy, but if my friend that graduated from high school goes to be a dentist, well, I'm going to make more than her, because my job pays more. GED and high school diploma, they're just papers, and what you do with it depends on you. And so to sum it up, you know, I'm not saying go out and drop out of school. I'm not saying anything, because I am happy for people who graduate high school. I'm basically just saying, you know, don't let what people say make you not want to even attempt to get your GED, because I'm very proud of myself for what I've done, and you should be too. Thank you.